Good evening and welcome to Sunset News. As always, we bring you news, community stories, sports, economics, and so much more. I am Glenora Shipura. Getting into the news tonight, Michael Ajiboso from the Kavango East region was elected as the Deputy Speaker of the 6th session of the National Assembly. He strives to advocate for children's rights as well as transform education. Nankali Kamwanga reports.
I am now sitting alongside the Deputy Speaker of the 6th session of the Children's Parliament. Please introduce yourself for our viewers.
My name is Michael Ajiboso from Kavango East Region from Friendly Private School, grade 10.
All right. Tell me, what are you going to address during your 2-year term as the Deputy Speaker of the or the Children's Parliament, rather?
Well, mainly I was focusing on transforming education in Namibia, but I'll also be focusing on changing and advocating for children's rights. And not only that, I would also be advocating for the safety of the Namibian children, because I want to see not only one, not only two, but millions of future leaders who are going to take my place and advocate for Namibia's children's rights as well.
Yes. Well, that's absolutely amazing to hear. I think you touched on transforming education, which has been the theme for quite some time now. Tell me, what exactly are you going to touch into? I think the speaker has told us that he's going to touch into ICT and inclusivity. So from your side, what narrative or what agenda is really going to be pushed?
Well, considering the fact that our main objective is transforming education in Namibia, well, mainly it is inclusivity, because the main problem in Namibia that deals with that's under the category of education is that not many children have access to certain educational skills. So you see, the problems of nowadays is either it's not free or it's not accessible. So I'm going to make it more accessible, more easier, more free, more cheap, something that advocates for not only specific people in Namibia, but for every little one, for every teenager, that advocates for every right of the children in Namibia in terms of education.
Absolutely amazing to hear that. I think you touched on something very important, accessibility, which is something that we struggle with a lot in this country. So how exactly do you plan on going about that? If I was just to ask a few questions on that.
Well, I'm pretty sure I mentioned advocacy. And if I'm correct, the A in advocacy in my term stands for awareness. And I'm aware of these certain areas in Namibia that lack accessibility to education. So not only am I going to be advocating and being aware of it, I am going to go in certain areas, making sure that they have access to certain types of education, because many people are limited to a certain range or a small range of education. Right. So I'm going to expand it, not only in terms of environment, but in terms of economic, so that the jobs that our children are going to partake in are not only going to be in the economic sector, but are also going to be the environmental sector, and I'm going to focus on the social aspect. Yes.
Absolutely amazing to hear that. Thank you very much to the Deputy Speaker of the 6th session of the Children's Parliament. You had it right there. And as they say, dynamite comes in small packages.
Yes.
Getting into our next story, to explore more trade possibilities between Namibia and Malaysia, the High Commission of Malaysia held a Fiesta Durian and Rambutan in Windhoek. Acting High Commissioner of Malaysia, Dato Dr. Mohammed Ramiz Yahya, treated various delegates and potential buyers to Malaysian delicacies. We want a greater influx of these fruits into Namibia. The durian and rambutan are the main Malaysian fruits in demand, exported to various countries, including China and Japan, Ramiz said. Marriott Gula was there and gave this video.
Morning from Namibia. Today itself is our Fiesta Durian and Rambutan. As you know, this thorny fruit is well known as the king of fruits in Asia, and in Malaysia and few other countries is known as durian. Scientific name is Durian perebitus. And we have also ourselves the rambutans, which is a bit like lychee, but it's not lychee. It's green in color, but in Malaysia we have variety with the green, yellow, as well as red. And if you open it itself, you can open by your mouth, it also can open by your teeth, and also by your hand. It is actually a bit fleshy inside, with you see, it's white color. It's a bit nice. Yeah. So the purpose of the Fiesta today is actually to explore more possibilities of trade between Namibia and Malaysia. Especially we want more influx of this kind of fruits into Namibia. 2 months ago we had some other fruits promotion, but these are the main fruits from Malaysia which is being exported in many countries in the world, especially in China, Japan, Korea, where it's highly in demand. In fact, most of the supply in the thousands and sometimes in the millions are being exported to China and Japan, which usually with a huge demand of it. It doesn't matter how much the price is, but they are really much in demand and requested by the Chinese, by the Koreans and Japanese.
Now, Information Minister Emma Theophilus launched the Namibia Professional Communicators Forum in Windhoek last night. Now, the forum aims to ensure communication professionals are certified and recognized for their work. This video is also by Mariette Gula. Let's take a look.
And so to see that you are finally converging, coming together, creating a forum, I think it's way long overdue. As a lawyer, we have the Law Society of Namibia, so we have a professional body that we fall under. The same with engineers, with architects and others. I think it's only right that from a strategic point, as communicators, we have one as well. So I would like to speak about the forum being a very important strategic convergence. And like Menangula, I won't touch my speech because most of it has been spoken, and I believe my colleagues at MICT who helped me prepare this speech are probably saying their work has gone to waste. But I do think everything has been said. But there is the element of the forum actually coming together. I come from the background of being organized, as a movement, and many movements I've been a part of. And nothing happens if you're not actually coming together. Nothing actually significant moves if you're not converging together and actually charting a way forward. So I think this forum coming together as a convergence is very important. And the importance of organizing will ensure that all the vision and mission ideals you have set yourself out, you will achieve. Because now you can sit in one room, strategize, look at the emerging technological trends that are happening all over the world to aid your communications. Some say that AI is here to take all our jobs. I don't know if the communicators fall into that as well. But all of that would not be a conversation if you don't have a forum to discuss all of this.
That concludes our top stories. Do remember that you can read more on these stories in our Namibian Sun tomorrow. Moving on, the Walvis Bay State Hospital boasts a mobile 5-bed intensive care unit valued at $20 million Namibian dollars. On the other side of the break, we take a look at that.
Connection. It's in the human touch, the feeling of belonging. It inspires us and empowers us, creates clarity from complexity. It starts new conversations, unlocks the power of advice, and makes an impact on your life. At Alex Forbes, we pioneer insight to provide you with advice that connects your decisions of today to your impact tomorrow.
Getting into our story of the day, the Walvis Bay State Hospital boasts a mobile 5-unit intensive care unit valued at $20 million and was funded by the United States Department of Defense Overseas Humanitarian Disaster and Civic Aid Program. Acting Deputy Chief of Mission Tiffany Mills shares more. Leandra Mowat was there and gave this report.
The U.S. government is proud to donate the state-of-the-art mobile intensive care unit, which was funded by the United States Department of Defense Overseas Humanitarian Disaster and Civic Aid Program, known as ODACA. The mission of ODACA is to fund humanitarian assistance activities and enhance the capacity of our partner nations to prepare for and respond to humanitarian crisis. During the COVID-19 pandemic, this program delivered critical personal protective equipment to our Namibian partners in the Ministry of Health. This fully equipped 5-bed intensive care unit, or ICU, is a mobile and self-sufficient system valued at 20 million Namibian dollars. It provides the Ministry of Health and Social Services with a resource that can be used to support the local population in Walfish Bay, or it can be disassembled, transported, and reassembled in a matter of days to respond to a crisis in the most remote locations. The ICU is self-sufficient with dual generator power, water and sewage systems, and air conditioning, allowing it to operate autonomously in the field. It is also already stocked with 600,000 Namibian dollars worth of medicine to ensure that the ICU is immediately ready for operations.
The Executive Director, Ben Nangombe, called on small and medium enterprises to do what they say they will do when taking on construction projects. He made the remarks at the same event that you just watched. On the other side of the break, we get into this.
Welcome to Namibia, where adventure meets tranquility. With Enjoy, you have access to a wide range of accommodations to suit every traveler's taste and budget. Experience the finest dining and hospitality Namibia has to offer. Booking your dream accommodation is just a few clicks away with Enjoy. Join thousands of happy travelers who have trusted Enjoy for their Namibian getaway. Your gateway to unforgettable Namibian adventures. Visit us today at enjoy.my.na.
Getting into our community talk, Health Ministry Executive Director Ben Nangombe called on small and medium enterprises to do what they say they will do when taking on construction projects. He made these remarks at the official handover of the mobile intensive care unit for the Walvis Bay State Hospital. He made the remarks specifically referencing the Swakopmund neonatal ICU, where its construction was delayed due to the initial contractor experiencing challenges. It is expected that the neonatal ICU will be completed in the next 6 months now that it has a new contractor on board. Let's take a look.
I read in the newspaper yesterday in the Windhoek Observer, they are saying that they are reporting that the small and medium enterprises are suffering because many of the construction projects are being given to August 26. August 26 is a state-owned company, so it's owned by government. So some projects were given to this company. Now the SMEs, small and medium enterprises, are of course crying. We understand them. But it is also true that in some instances we have been let down by the very SMEs that we are trying to promote. We have no problem promoting SMEs, but they must do their work and do it effectively so that projects like that one, the one in Swakopmund, is not delayed. That project was delayed for how many years, Doctor? It was supposed to have been completed in February 2022. We are still not there. So what happened, we had to actually cancel the contract of the initial contractor and bring August 26 on board. And I'm glad to say when I visited that facility a week ago, progress is self-evident. And that's what we need, because if we do delay projects in the health sector particularly, and this is true for other sectors, we are denying services to the people. In this particular case, we are denying services to the small babies born with congenital illnesses and things like that.
Namibia records over 863,000 tourist arrivals in 2023, an 87.4% surge. We get into our economic news after the break.
Welcome to Namibia, where adventure meets tranquility. With Enjoy, you have access to a wide range of accommodations to suit every traveler's taste and budget. Experience the finest dining and hospitality Namibia has to offer. Booking your dream accommodation is just a few clicks away with Enjoy. Join thousands of happy travelers who have trusted Enjoy for their Namibian getaway. Your gateway to unforgettable Namibian adventures. Visit us today at enjoy.my.na.
Getting into our economic news, the Ministry of Environment, Forestry and Tourism says Namibia's tourism industry recorded 863,872 international visitor arrivals in 2023, an 87.4% increase. According to the annual tourist statistical report for 2023 released Monday by the Minister of Environment, Forestry and Tourism, Bohamba Shifeta, this represents a significant growth from the 461,027 arrivals recorded in 2022. While the figures are still 46% below pre-pandemic levels of 2019, the recovery trajectory is promising. The year of 2023 proved to be a good year for tourist arrivals. It has been a significant recovery after the negative effect of COVID-19 on international tourist arrivals. I'm delighted to report that Namibia received 863,872 international/inbound tourist arrivals in 2023. The growth from 2022 to 2023 is at 87.4%, he said. He further explained that the upward trend for foreign arrivals continued in 2023 with a 95.4% increase in foreign arrivals compared to the previous year. While tourists made up the majority of visitors at 81.9%, the country also welcomed excursionists, returning residents, and other visitors. Out of the total inbound international tourist arrival numbers, 84.1% came specifically for holidays, 9.4% for visiting friends/relatives, 4.2% for business travel, and 2.3% were in transit to other destinations, Shifeta said. Let's take a look at our financial indicators. The Namibian dollar trades against the British pound at 23.42, against the euro at 19.70, against the US dollar at 18.13. 2 Namibian dollars and 49 cents gets you 1 Chinese yuan. On the commodities market, gold went up while platinum, copper and Brent crude oil went down. Brent crude oil trading at 1.59%, going for $83.92 per barrel. In international news, after the break, Israeli strikes across Gaza killed at least 30, Palestinian health officials say.
Connection. It's in the human touch, the feeling of belonging. It inspires us and empowers us, creates clarity from complexity. It starts new conversations, unlocks the power of advice, and makes an impact on your life. At Alex Forbes, we pioneer insight to provide you with advice that connects your decisions of today to your impact tomorrow.
Getting into our international news, Israeli forces battled Hamas-led fighters in several parts of the Gaza Strip on Tuesday, and Palestinian health officials said at least 30 people were killed in Israeli bombardments of southern and central areas. The Palestinian Islamist militant group Hamas has accused Israel of stepping up attacks in Gaza to try to derail efforts by Arab mediators and the United States to reach a ceasefire deal. Israel says it is trying to root out Hamas fighters. In Rafah, a southern border city where Israeli forces have been operating since May, 5 Palestinians were killed in an airstrike on a house, the Gaza health officials said. In nearby Khan Yunis, a man, his wife, and 2 children were killed, they said. Later on, an Israeli airstrike on a car killed at least 13 Palestinians and wounded 26 others in Khan Yunis in southern Gaza earlier today, the officials said. Now, the airstrike hit near a tented area housing displaced families in Attar Street, the health ministry said. In the historic Nusayrat camp in central Gaza, at least 4 Palestinians were killed in separate shelling and aerial strikes in central Gaza, medics said. An Israeli airstrike killed 4 in Sheikh Zayed in northern Gaza, they said. The Israeli military said troops continued intelligence-based activities in Rafah and that airstrikes had targeted militants, tunnels, and other Hamas military infrastructure. That concludes our international news. Let's take a look at our weather update. Oshakati can expect partly cloudy conditions with a minimum of 11 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 31 degrees Celsius, while Windhoek can expect sunny weather conditions with a minimum of 8 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 25 degrees Celsius. Hendy's Bay can expect a minimum of 11 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 17 degrees Celsius, while Rehoboth can expect a minimum of 9 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 27 degrees Celsius, all with sunny weather conditions. On the other side of the break, Ari Hochart will be bringing us the latest news in the world of sports.
eTicket, your online ticket solution for events and event marketing, bringing you ease of mind and making sure that your event gets out there. For more information, contact events@nmh.com.na.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, and starting off with tennis news first. After Wimbledon is done, the champions were crowned. Barbora Krejcikova, she won the women's side of the draw, and then it was Carlos Alcaraz winning the men's side of the draw. World rankings that came out in the new week, it is Barbora Krejcikova that's up from 22nd in the world now to number 10 in the world, her best position ever. And then also it is still Iga Swiatek, that's the world number 1. Coco Gauff of the United States is number 2, and then Aryna Sabalenka is the world number 3. Barbora Krejcikova played against Jasmine Paolini of Italy in the final of Wimbledon. She's also up to number 5 in the world rankings, that is Paolini. On the women's side of world tennis, it is the winner of Wimbledon, that is Carlos Alcaraz, that remain in number 3 on the world rankings. That's because he won Wimbledon also last year, so he didn't gain any points. So the world number 1 still is Yannick Sinner of Italy. Number 2 is Novak Djokovic. Continuing with golf news, it is the British Open that will start this week, Royal Troon, and it is also big news that Tiger Woods will play in the tournament. He is already now 48 years old, but he is a legend in world of golf. He won 15 majors, and he also played in 23 British Opens, and in all he played in 95 majors, so he's a big draw card. And he said that his golf is still good enough to contest for the title, and but he will have it up against some of the top players in the world, some of them being Scotty Scheffler, the world number 1, also Bryson DeChambeau that recently won the US Open, and then some of the other players is Rory McIlroy and some of the younger players coming through like Ludwig Aberg. The British Open starts on Thursday, and will finish, the 4th round will be on Sunday. On to motor racing news, and it's the Hungarian Grand Prix, the next one this coming weekend, and the points at the moment is that Max Verstappen still leads the overall points table on 255. He's racing in a Red Bull Honda, and behind him is Lando Norris on 171. He's in McLaren. He's challenging Max Verstappen at the moment, and also Charles Leclerc. He's 3rd on 150 points, and it is in 8th position now Lewis Hamilton after he won the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. He's got 110 points. On to the Constructors' Championship, that is 2 races per team, and there it is Red Bull still dominating, mostly because of Max Verstappen, and they've got 373 points, followed by Ferrari 71 points back on 302 points, and then chasing in 3rd position McLaren, they've got 295, and closely behind them Mercedes on 221. So it's a Hungarian Grand Prix that will start this weekend, or will be on Sunday. That's international sports news for today. Hope you have a great sport day, and we talk international sport again tomorrow. Goodbye.
Welcome to Namibia, where adventure meets tranquility. With Enjoy, you have access to a wide range of accommodations to suit every traveler's taste and budget. Experience the finest dining and hospitality Namibia has to offer. Booking your dream accommodation is just a few clicks away with Enjoy. Join thousands of happy travelers who have trusted Enjoy for their Namibian getaway. Your gateway to unforgettable Namibian adventures. Visit us today at enjoy.my.na.
And with that, we've come to the end of the broadcast. Thank you for joining Sunset News on this beautiful Tuesday evening. Do remember that you can catch Sunset News tomorrow, same time, same place. From me, Glenn Rashipura. Until next time.